Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are doing deck rebuilds for the new expansion Journey to Unguru. So it took me a little while to figure out how I want to do this, but I've given it some thought. I have a very unique way in which I built my decks. Each one is built around a quest. A daily quest you'd get. So this deck is built around playing Death Rattle cards. This deck is built around playing Taunt cards. This one's built around playing Battlecry cards. And it doesn't particularly have too much to do with the fact that this is a rogue, or this is a druid, or this is a mage. But there are also daily quests where you have to win games with a rogue, a druid, a mage, and every other character classes. So, what are we going to do with the new expansion then? Well, we need to try the quest from the different quest cards from Journey of Unguru. So, to start off with, I'm going to get rid of my Wild Priest deck. Just delete it completely. And then we're going to make a new deck with a Druid. And it's going to probably be a wild deck to start off with, and then we're going to see if we can maybe turn it into a standard deck. This is interesting here. They've changed the recipe. There was a different recipe here, and I suppose with every expansion that's what they're going to do. You could go with the classic Druid. I have 28 of 30 cards in that recipe, 28 of 30 of this Mean Streets of Gadgetstan recipe, and I have only 23 of the Might of the Dino King from the Journey of Unguru. So it wouldn't particularly be the best move to play this card, and that's why it's not highlighted, play this recipe. But I'm going to do a custom deck there. And we don't need the deck helper, at least right now. So what we're looking for, and we may have to craft it, is the quest card. Oops. Well, this is going to be interesting. Since every quest card is a legendary card, if I did not luck out and get all of them, I'm not going to be able to do them all. So this is very interesting. And I don't know what I specifically would want to get rid of. Because like now if I disenchant this card, it's only with worth 400. So I can't turn it away. So I won't be able to build all the quest cards. This quest is summon 5 minions with 5 or more attack. Okay. So this card is a good one for that. This card's a good one for that. And then we need to find more minions with 5 or more attack. Hopefully. Did I miss any? No. It's not greatly likely. Whenever this minion takes damage, deal 3 damage to your hero. I'll take him, even though he's probably not the greatest. Take this card. Let's see. Destroy all cards in your deck that cost 3 or less. That'll be an interesting card to play. We will take both of these. We will take this. 2. Charge can attack heroes this turn. We'll take that. Take that. Take that. Take that. What we're not seeing here, though, is a deck of any kind that helps you do anything else. If there's a new daily quest that was going to be around if there's going to be a deck around adapting, then perhaps that would make sense. Because that's the only thing I could call this deck, is it's a quest deck / adapt deck. The only other thing I imagine we'd want to do is look at just beasts, and Druid is not a terrible card to play with beasts. So instead of just looking at the new expansion cards, we can see if there's anything else we would want to play. Here, we'll play that. Let's see, transform your mana crystals into 2/2 things. That's an interesting card I'd like to play, but I'll try it. We'll put that in there too. We are here to experiment with the new cards. Give a friendly minion +1, then gain armor equal to its attack. That's worth trying, I suppose. Adapt your minions. We'll throw that in there. 5/3 or a 3/5. I have 5 more cards. And minions cost 2 more. Deal 1 damage to each hero. Add an elemental. Freeze an enemy. Destroy a pirate. If you control at least 2 other minions, adapt. Now that I know what adapt does, I don't think this card is going to be the best card. No Murlocs in our deck. Taunt and poisonous, it should be venomous. I will take this card. That's a good one. I need some lower, less than 3 attack cards. Not playing an amazingly great strategy so far. Summon 2 raptors. Stealth poisonous. Can't attack. I don't think I'd want to play that. If you control a Murloc, Battlecry adapt. The problem with adapt is it's going to be random, so something like that actually isn't great. A taunt here, though, is probably not a bad idea. This one is the one I want to try out, and that puts us at 30, so now if I have anything else that I wanted to play, I'm going to have to take something else out. The dealing 2 damage is a pretty basic turn of events cards, taunts. Like cards like these, you know what they do from the face of them. It's a 4 mana 2/6 with taunt. There's nothing special there other than the fact that it's a beast. So if you control at least 2 other minions, gain taunt. That's a little bit more difficult to do than I think it's worth. Wind Fury Elemental. So it does 2 attacks per turn. One of the quest rewards I heard gives you an entire second turn, so you can just attack completely. Now, if I'm going to think about playing this for the long haul, gaining 2 mana crystals under Ineverate would make sense. A lot of these that just do damage would still make sense. Things like this probably not worth playing anymore, because a 1 mana 2/2 probably gets replaced with something else. Something like this, never really had any great play with it, but it is an interesting idea. The problem with this card is, in all practicality, you're never actually going to play it for any advantage. If you play it on the 10th turn, it will give you a 9/9 creature. If you play it on the 2nd turn, it will give you a 1/1 creature. If you play it on the 1st turn, you get a 1/1 creature. Or maybe I'm slightly off on that. Jade Golems, maybe there's a strategy there. But we're trying to just get this quest. And that's all this quest is around, is accomplishing that. And there probably are some cards that would better accomplish that, but I'm not sure. The other thing would be to play the one legendary card that would make choose one characters do both. So this would become a 5/5 instead of a 5/2 or a 2/5. It just does both of the best of the both. After you summon a minion, give it +1/+1. That's probably a great card, particularly to work with Adapt. So if we didn't want to just play the new cards right now, that would make sense. So here's the one that you choose one cards have both effects combined in the greatest way possible. It's a little odd in some of them how that works. But yeah, some classics like Swipe still probably worth playing than some of these cards. But if I put any of these classic cards into the collection, then that won't work that well. Choose one, gain 10 armor, refresh your mana crystals. So if you have both legendary cards, this would do both, give you 10 armor and that. And of course, there's a lot of neutral cards in here that you would want to play, or at least want to consider playing in Wild. I suppose, since I'm just playing the new cards right now, though, of Unguru, these are just complete Unguru decks. There's not anything that stops us from making this a standard deck. Yeah, there's really nothing here that stops it from being a standard deck. There's that one legendary card. Is he a standard card? There is one card you almost certainly should play in every deck still, if it's standard. Or if you're playing Wild, then you should almost certainly play it. And he's a 5-mana legendary. Let's see, where is he? I forget his name. But here he is. Prince Malchezaar. He's standard still. So when the game starts, get 5 extra legendary minions to your deck. And he's a 5/6, so there's really, if I'm gonna make one replacement, we just need to find that one thing. Well, you know what? I won't even replace it right now, but more than likely I would replace something like the Ultrasaur here for him, because this card is so overpowered. As long as One Night in Karazhan is in standard play, you should play it in standard, and in Wild you should probably always play it. He's a 5/6 to begin with, which is not bad because the curve would be 5/5, and he gives you 5 extra legendary minions to your deck at the very beginning. So you're less likely to run out of cards before your opponent if you get to that point, and you're less likely to, and you have this opportunity to succeed very much better than you did before. And so when you look at just the collection of the standard cards, there's significantly fewer options because so many cards have been banned now. It's nearly half, I'd say, if not half of the cards. So there's 44 pages in total of cards you could have added to this deck in standard. In comparison, there's 63 pages in total in Wild. That's crazy. So let's go ahead and call this Q and B. I'm gonna come back and rename this all later. We'll call them Quest and B. Beasts. And so that's our Druid deck. at least for now. So if I had a beast deck, which I did here, that needs to just go away. And now we've got another empty slot for the next character in the next recording, the hunter deck. And we'll see what happens there. Let's try this out. So we've got a standard thing, so there's no reason to play in wild. And quest and beast, let's give it a play. What was the special daily quest? Because we can try to get this done. Win 10 standard play mode. 10 games in standard play mode. So play on casual, I guess that's fine. And let's give this a try. So probably not the final deck I want to build. This isn't very much theory crafting as building the exact deck that Blizzard expected you to build. But I want to play these cards at least once. So we got very lucky and got the quest cards. I'm wondering if it might not be the case that you always draw the quest card. That would be kind of cool if that's the case, but I don't know if it's true.
Job's done.
And so the quest becomes the secret. Does the secret look like a secret to the opponent, or do they know I'm working on a quest now? And now we can see what Barnabas the Stomper is. Battlecry, reduce the cost of minions in your deck to 0. Wow. Wow. Okay, so we know how this works now. What? The quest is totally worth going for, but it is a late game strategy. That if I see my opponent has a quest like this, my very first goal is going to be to just try and kill them as fast as possible, which was my first goal anyways. Because yeah, that is close to guaranteed victory. Assuming they don't solve a quest immediately then too. Taunt and discover a taunt minion. Out of my jungle. So this card I think I like a lot. Because the only way I could like this better is if it was something closer to this, where you could taunt, death rattle something with taunt, instead of just discover something with taunt. Now I still practically have to play till the 10th turn. There's not a major way around that.
Job's done.
Explosive trap. That's probably a great time to trigger the explosive trap because it didn't really work for him at all. I still have my taunt creatures. Alright. Transform your mana crystals into 2/2 minions. I don't want to play that right now. So start working towards the quest. Stealth, Death Rattle, summon 2/1/1 plants, or Wind Fury. We'll take Wind Fury. And see, it does do a little animation, which is very nice. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and protect myself and hit that. So if he can figure out how to do 2 damage here, he might be able to kill my Wind Fury creature. Or just do kill command on it. Let's see, adapt your Murlocs. Why did I put that in my deck? I was not paying attention. Here we go. Destroy all cards in your deck that cost 3 or less. So what's amazing here is the Hearthstone Deck Tracker app, which hopefully you can see, eliminated all those elements too. And now I'm down to 14 versus 21. So this card in particular is going to lead to some crazy strategies where you're going to only have like 1 or 2 cards in your deck that are above 3 attack, and then that forces you to draw those 1 or 2 cards, and because you draw those 1 or 2 cards, you're going to get exactly what you were planning on getting versus not getting what you planned on getting. What? See, and I thought I just triggered a trap. That audio is a little bit odd.
A new trophy. Job's done.
Interesting. Now the problem is he's got a character that gives beast charge. He's got enough here to almost to win. Yeah, he's got enough to win actually. Nope, nope, he does. Alright, so I need to play this. And then let's go ahead and play this. And let's go ahead and do this. Let's see.
For the wild. Job's done.
Let's see, I need one more thing. And I'm not sure I'm gonna make it to one more thing. Oh no. We're close. We're definitely close. If you would just give me... Why did I summon 3 primer fins? Was that what that card did? So we were close enough there to try that again. Let's go ahead and give it a try. Definitely needs more strategy in a deck like this, though. If your only thing is around playing the quest, the chance of you actually completing the quest is not great. And again, we drew the quest immediately, which implies to me that you're always going to draw the quest immediately. I don't want to do it right now, but in future games I am definitely going to trade this away and see if I draw it right back. Because I feel like this is part of it. And they didn't explain that anywhere. So much of the words in these games, these special keywords, don't get explained in the game themselves. You have to go to Hearthstone's website, you have to watch somebody else's blog, somebody else's stream to figure it out, or you just have to play the card and get familiar with it, which really isn't the best way to do things. So I have this, so I can play this on the 4th turn with the coin. So then we'll play this. Little tar animation for the series of tar. So he has 3 attack when it's the opponent's turn, and only 1 attack in your turn. Which doesn't help you in the quest at all, and it wouldn't ever. Battlecraft, you're holding a minion with 5 or more. Attack adapt. I will do that.
Well fought. I can see.
Well, thanks for the victory, but that's not what I was hoping to have happen. So back we go. We really need to put these decks through the paces, but I also need to be kind of conservative of my time. Like, I can't sit here forever.
I must protect the wild.
The odds that I would get this quest card 3 times in a row at the beginning are approaching ridiculously high. 1 in 30, to get one specific card out of 30 the first time is an odds of 1 in 30, or 3 in 30 actually, so 1 in 10 if you want to simplify, but let's not simplify because I don't think that that's the right way to do it anyways. I don't think you simplify odds. So 3 in 30 the first time, 6 and 60 the second time, 9 and 90 the third time. I don't think that's changing the odds any, is it?
Job done.
Am I missing something there? Because I would think it would be somewhere closer to 3 out of 270. Because it's in a row. Yeah. I wish I need to take a statistics class, obviously. Let's see. Charge, battle cry, equip a rusty hook.
For the wild.
I'll go ahead and get rid of this guy first in case they bring him back to the hand. Yeah, I think it's closer to 3 out of 270 that you would get that. And those odds seem really high. So if that's the case, then that also introduces this issue where if you're playing a quest deck, you then have to really focus on getting that quest done because it's going to take up one of the 3 cards you start with. In a quest deck, you always know what your first turn is going to be, which is kind of fine because frankly, your first turn is usually not that useful anyways. Divine Shield? Or +1/+1? I'll take Divine Shield. Doesn't matter, I've lost again. Too many good players playing right now for the new expansion. How many times should we try this is the question. And wait, is there anybody online that I could challenge? Yes. That would save a lot of time if anybody came online that I could challenge and we could try the deck rebuilds and do it that way.
Malfurion versus Anduin.
Well,
The light shall bring
there is
victory.
somebody that could come
Protect
online
the wild.
and I could challenge. If I can get, see, four games directly. Yeah, but if I challenge friends, I won't be working towards the daily quest of winning 10 games on standard play. And if I challenge my secondary account, then that's just going to be boring because I'll just end my turn on my other account every time so I can just play what I want to play. So I think in the interest of we've learned now, at least we know what quests they're doing. I think the interest of time, this will be the last attempt. So I'm doing this to get Barnes the Stomper. He's doing a quest where he has to do 7 Death Rattle minions to get Armara Warden of Hope, and that is a 5 mana creature that is 8/8. Battlecry, set your hero's health to 40. Of the quests, I think this one's probably one of the worst. Playing 7 Death Rattle characters as a priest, and just to get a taunt of taunt and set your hero to 40 is not. Copy card.
For no one. For the
Sorry.
wild.
Hopefully they don't get mad at me and quit. Yeah, this is not one of, if I didn't get this card, which I don't think I did, it's not one I think I would want to make with Dust. So, because I can't really afford to make every single quest card, I'm going to have to skip some of them. And that's going to be kind of bad. And see, every time you get a legendary card, since they've updated it, every time one of your friends gets a legendary card, it pops up to, I suppose, make you jealous and hope that you can, you'll be more likely to. So I'm gonna take this poisonous. I think that works kind of nicely. Death Rattle deal 3 damage to a random enemy minion. Battlecry Adapt. Adapt? Have I been saying Adept EPT? I think I may have been. The way I read sometimes, I just kind of whole word read instead of like paying attention to it. Get things close but not close enough. And the problem with the poisonous creatures is they don't kill the hero with 1 damage. That would be nice. But it would be super overpowered too. Even if you had a 10 mana legendary creature that said dealing 1 damage to an enemy minion wins the game. I just don't think that's what you would want. So here we go. We need something with 5 attacks, so I'm going to take that. And there's really no reason not to kill this guy here.
For the wild.
And do that. So how's he made progress? Well, actually, 4 out of 7 Death Rattle cards have been played. But it doesn't even really matter because I've barely done any damage to the enemy.
Is patience.
After you summon a minion, trigger its Death Rattle ability. Well, if you're going to play a Death Rattle deck, I definitely would recommend playing that. There we go.
The ancient one calls.
So I've done 2 of 5.
Go away.
And but you know, I probably shouldn't even be bothering to hit this guy. Seems like he is going to satisfy his quest, and I almost want to let him do it just to see what happens.
Mind if I roll need?
Well, I guess it doesn't matter. So it goes back into their hand. That's what I figured it was gonna do. But I thought maybe it would do something different. Let's see. If you're holding a minion with 5, I could play this and nothing else. So instead I'm gonna play this. Poisonous. Death Rattle. I'm gonna take Poisonous and do this.
For the wild.
This. Get rid of this. Now, if you would just be kind enough to not kill me in the next 2 turns, so I could play 2 more cards, that would be nice. I could play this, and if I had something else, they was cheap. And see, he hasn't even played his card yet, so it'll be interesting to see if he's gonna just hold on to that or do it now. It doesn't increase his health by 40. It just
trust me.
It just decreases. Just sets it to 40. So his card right now is not even really worth playing. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and play this. And what do I want to do here? Just and I'm just gonna just control the board. There's not even a reason. Like, either I'm gonna get enough cards on the field to do 30 damage in 1 turn, or I've got to wait till he plays that quest card. And see, what's funny here is he's actually, let's see, this one, taunt.
Well played.
And so my Hearthstone deck tracker doesn't adjust for that. And so now we are in this position where we can deal whatever amount of damage we want. So I have 15 plus 5, that's 20 damage right now. And he's kind of low on cards at 11, where I have 18. But now everything I have, I draw, is gonna be free.
Side effects? No. Trust me.
So, a 714 plus this plus this, and we can build up a stealth attack. And now he's gonna have to start thinking about, well, with this stealth he doesn't know about, and with this, he's... Oops, I forgot to attack there. I could have killed this guy. Or just done one to his face.
I'm unstable.
So, in a funny way, I've got a victory here. I don't think his special card, which I'd like to see him play, is gonna save him. Even if he doesn't play it right now, and it sets his health to 40, I don't think it saves him. Let's see. This one. And this one. One random damage to an enemy minion. This, and this. And I have 8 now. So he's got to play his card now. He's got to play his quest card. The only reason, though, I feel like I've succeeded in this quest, that I actually accomplished my quest, is because he wanted to let me accomplish it.
You are safe now.
See, at 40 he can't restore his health to anything more. So we play this for free. We play this for free. Health for 10. And here's the deal. He's played his trump card. Now I play mine. He's down to 25 in this turn. Almost certainly lost in the next one. Oh, we've got a character with taunt. Okay. That might slow us down a little bit, but probably not. This. We go ahead and attack with 5 here. And then we'll go ahead and attack 6, 7 there. Doing a massive amount of damage. This will be an interesting card to play next turn. I want to play it just to see what it does. Since there will only be one spot, will it only take away one mana crystal? Or will it take them all away? So before we win, let's do this. It takes 1 mana crystal away. Interesting. To summon 1. Alright, that works well enough. So I can just kill this with that easily. And then who do we want to win with? Let's just this and this. So that's that. Let's see. Now let's go back and just think about this card selection a little bit more. We have a standard deck here that is very much focused around the quest. The only thing I could think is possibly getting rid of something like this to instead have more beasts. Possibly getting rid of a evolving spore. I think I can probably say that's not worth having in the deck. Living mana for as often as you get it, and for what you're trying to accomplish right now, I don't think I would want that in this deck. Destroy all the cards in your deck that cost 3 or less. Stealth, Beast. Summon 3 random Murlocs, that's a little weird, but I'll take it. Charge. Beasts. I'm not super sold on the Ultrasaur either. So what do I want specifically? This is would be easier just to click this. I want Prince Malchezaar in the deck. I think that that synergizes very well with this deck and practically every other deck. So we're putting one demon in our deck. And then what can we do that's a beast when we have all the cards at our opportunity? What would we want? This is not a beast, actually. It just summons a beast. We could do Core Hound. That's not a terrible thing. We have 3 cards to add. Or, you know, we could do this one too. Let's see, what cards do we have? Choose a friendly beast, summon a copy of it. Ooh, definitely worth having that. So let's take Core Hound back out. That's helpful. Give a friendly beast +2/+2. After you summon a minion, give it +1/+1. Give a minion +2/+2. Draw, if it's beast, draw a card. This might be useful there. And then the only other thought is maybe we should take these 2. It seems a little odd to try this because on the first turn you know you're going to play the quest card. Second turn, if you played this, you'd have 4. Third turn, you'd be able to play it on 5. Fourth turn, you'd be able to play it. Yeah, I think you can probably do better than these, having 2 of these in your deck now, at least with my selection of cards. So I'm gonna leave that one out. And then let's see, I don't give a minion taunt +2/+2. That might be nice, but I don't even really need taunt on these cards, do I? Because they're gonna be so powerful anyways. Also, there might be a strategy here to draw more cards. That would make sense. Let's see. Gain empty mana crystals on the second turn. It kind of makes sense to have wild growth in there, but what would I want to knock out otherwise if that was the case? Add a random minion with 5 or more attack to your hand. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if I would prefer to do that. Well, let's see. Actually, compared to that card, let's get rid of that and take Wild Growth. If you're holding a minion with 5 or more, attack, adapt, taunt, summon another taunt. This taunt character seems pretty good too. Adapt your Murlocs. This is one to get rid of though, I think. Even though it would work in a Murloc deck fine. Savage Roar. You don't even really need it. There is something slightly scary about these quests going forward though. If you're making a deck that's not built around doing a quest, you might be left behind in the dust. It may turn out that you cannot play decks that don't have quests going forward. And if that becomes the case, then the game has really, really changed. We'll just have to see if that really occurs. I seriously doubt very many people are going to be playing Cthulhu decks anymore, although we may see a few stick around. Some of these nourish things that give you more health and more mana crystals would be helpful, but I bet you don't see them getting played very often either. They've made some major motivation here to play just the new cards and nothing but the new cards. See, this is a uncraftable card that's gold, so I can't turn it into dust. That's a shame. And this ancient one of War might be a better card. Because it could be a 5 or a 10 with taunt. So do I want a 7/14 for 10 or that? I think I'll get rid of these two and take these. One of those. So I might go back and get the other one. And then an 8/8 taunt. Sounds good to me. Give your onion minions +2/+2 or summon 2/2/2 with taunts. I kind of don't need that. Give your minions +2/+2. Refresh your mana crystal, gain 10 armor. Probably not. Don't need that either. So I moved a couple of things around, but it's still very much a quest, beast, and taunt. So I should probably add the phrase taunt in there too if I can squeeze it all in. Quest, beast, taunt. The one thing here, as we're going along, I know, is the idea of some crazy strategy that they won't see coming, and like we haven't seen that yet. And I guess I could have looked at wild cards and seen if I wanted to play wild cards, but maybe I should just stay with standard cards. It would have been the wild cards, definitely, I guess, that would have made the difference and added a crazy strategy to this, but I can't think of a single Druid wild card or even a combination of Druid wild cards that would add some kind of crazy mechanic to this. Like, adding mechs to this concept doesn't do anything. Adding other things, pirates to this concept, doesn't really do anything. I don't really feel like there's any neutral cards that would change the game significantly. So I'm kind of happy with what we've got here. New cards worth playing, I guess, which guess means that I'm happy with the expansion so far too. Yep. Yeah, as I'm flipping through this, if anybody can think of any strategies, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I think we're just done. And maybe next streaming session I'll update my deck some more. Yeah. Cost 1 less for each other card in your hand. Cost 1 less for each damage hero in your hand. If these 12 cost cards became 0, that's great, but nope. I think we're good. So next time we're going with the Hunter deck. If you're watching this live, please stay tuned. Otherwise, as always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.